Hey friends, Thor here with This Week on Blu-ray, DVD, and On Demand. I've been on hiatus for a little while, but we're back with a jam-packed edition. 3 movies to talk about, and we start with my favorite film of 2017, the epic, sprawling, slow-burn masterpiece that is Denis Villeneuve's Blade Runner 2049. I think a lot of us had trepidation when the idea of a Blade Runner sequel first came to the forefront in the headlines. Many were wondering why follow up the possible, the story, the cult classic. Did it really need to be revisited? Well, I can tell you, this blew us all away. I mean, I'm speaking on behalf of the Blade Runner fan community, but this was an amazing movie, and it had a great story at its core that was sort of like a unfolding noir detective story. Ryan Gosling, Harrison Ford reprising his original role, an excellent cast in this movie. Roger Deakins just immaculately shooting it, really hoping he gets some Oscar attention as director of photography here. And the world building was incredible, and it felt like they took everything that was laid down in the original Blade Runner in 1982, the Ridley Scott seminal classic, and brought it 30 years into the future, and it just felt like it was plucked right out of the same universe. So it had that same feel, but it took the story, the characters, and the themes in some bold new directions. So it not only complemented the original, it certainly enhanced it, and you want to get the Blu-ray of this. It also comes in the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo pack. You can also get it on 3D, but the special features, the bonus material, amazing. You've got designing the world, casting Blade Runner, 3 prologues that kind of give you a little bit of a story setup, and then it's got just some great featurettes on the replicant evolution, the rise of the Wallace Corp, and welcome to 2049. So jam-packed with extras. See the movie. It's one of those ones that you want to just collect, watch over and over again, because it's just such an elegant masterpiece, and really one of the best science fiction movies in the last decade, if not all time, and one of the finest sequels ever made. So this definitely shut the haters down. Many people thought it would be a cash grab when it comes to the sequel department, but this had a lot of style, substance, and heart to spare. Blade Runner 2049. Watch it again and then check out those fascinating special features. And this was a box office juggernaut, It, based on the Stephen King bestseller. This did come out a week ago. I was off, but I have to mention it, of course. I really dug this film. I'm not generally a scary movie fan, but this one really captured the spirit of the book. It had that great Stand By Me vibe and essence to it, so it was able to do that tricky navigation between that coming-of-age story with a lot of humor, a lot of hijinks, but then also reaching and pulling into that horror core and really delved into the psyche of these kids, really got to some really creepy core issues, and I thought it balanced that line so well. Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise the Clown was fascinating in this movie to watch. And the kids, it was so well cast as well. They had that camaraderie, that feeling. And for anyone that has read the epic tome that is Stephen King's It, they did a great job of condensing it. And I felt that it really captured some of the scary moments, the mood, and the personalities, the quirky traits of all the different characters. Yeah, this is the opening scene, and right from the get-go, it sets the tone. So I'm interested to see where they go with the second movie, because obviously they want to do part 2 where the kids have grown up, but it was an amazing setup. And just like Blade Runner, this has some great special features on it as well, including Pennywise Lives. You can discover how Bill Skarsgård prepared to portray the creature known as Pennywise. He had some nightmares himself with that role. The Losers Club, get up close and personal with the teenage stars. And author of Fear, Stephen King reveals the roots of his best-selling novel, The Nature of Childhood Fear, and how he created his most famous monster, Pennywise. That stuff is incredible to watch, to see Stephen King talk about the creation of his book, and now to have this highly successful movie decades later. And I can't wait to see where this franchise goes. So there you go, It. There's also 11 deleted or extended scenes from the film, which are bone-chilling. All right, we had 2 home runs, and we strike out, unfortunately, with our third one, The Snowman. And this had so much potential. It stars Michael Fassbender. It's based on an acclaimed best-selling novel, and it's also got an excellent cast. Plus, it's a crime thriller. You didn't think you could go wrong, but they clearly did here. So basically, Fassbender investigates the disappearance of a victim on the first snow of winter. He's an elite crime squad lead detective, and he fears that an elusive serial killer may be active again, so he gets the help from a brilliant recruit, played by Rebecca Ferguson, who I loved in Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. And now they have to connect the decades-old cold cases to this brutal new one with the help of outwitting the hope of outwitting the unthinkable evil before the next snowfall. It's got an awesome cast, but the writing was really cliched and choppy. Even the director himself admitted that they didn't shoot all of the screenplay, so it left many people perplexed and befuddled. It looked so good on paper, but it just never came together. It was kind of a hodgepodge hodgepodge of conceited themes and genre tropes that we've seen numerous times before. And it was too bad to see a great actor like Michael Fassbender and Rebecca Ferguson kind of wasted on this shoddy material. It's also got an awesome cast with J.K. Simmons, Chloe Sevigny, Toby Jones, Val Kilmer. The Val Kilmer stuff is really weird too because they dubbed his lines, and a lot of his shots are just from the back of him. He doesn't actually appear facing the camera a lot. So it was a strange movie. It was also from the director of Let the Right One In and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Amazing how all of this talent assembled came up with such a mediocre piece of B entertainment. So there you go. I can't say anything redeeming about The Snowman. My money's on Blade Runner 2049 and it this week. You probably want to give The Snowman a pass. All right, there you go, people. I'm Thor Dykow. You can catch me on Twitter @ThorDykow is the handle, and we'll see you next week on BreakfastTelevision.ca.